Welcome to another exciting edition of Mailbag Monday. Yes, I read all the mortgage offers that people get in the mail so that you don't have to. I get so many calls. Like, I was on the phone with a client yesterday and he was telling me, oh, well, this lender's saying they're going to give me this. And I'm like, that lender's lying. I bet you that it's going to have X, Y, and Z. And I named exactly what I thought it would have. Lo and behold, he called me back the next day and he said, how did you know? Well, because I can look at a rate sheet and tell when someone is totally full of it. Like, lenders are not generally 2 whole % different. They're just not without points. It doesn't happen. The only time you'll see that is maybe with a VA loan if you're talking to like a super predator. But if I'm looking at my rate sheet and it's 2% below me, that makes 0 sense. I know how competitive I am and it makes 0 sense. So, and the way this stuff happened is because of the advertisements people get. So I'm gonna read a couple. I've got some VA ones. I also have some conventional, and then I've got some as I like to call them, rich kid loan ones. Yeah, we've got those too. So here we go. So the first one, this actually isn't trying to pretend to be the borrower's mortgage company. So that's progress. It says who they are. Good, we need to do that. It says, mortgage rates plunged to the second lowest level in 3 years. And actually, I've got another one from them. Okay. And so that's great. Okay, that's fair. And then it has new 30-year fixed rate option. 2.5%. Woo, that's good. I like that. 30, okay. You may be eligible to refinance into a 30-year fixed rate at 2.5%, giving you the ability to free up cash and significantly reduce your monthly payment. Okay, that's all true. And then it says, mortgage rates plunged to all-time lows. Now could be your best time. It also says you could be eligible for cash out. Cash out's at 2.75. They have a dedicated team just for me to take advantage of this offer. And it says close your loan in June and your next payment may not be due until August 1st. Okay. You're still paying for when you live in the house, guys. Like, lenders love to pitch this like, oh, work with me and you'll skip 2 mortgage payments. All they're doing is they're increasing your prepaid interest. That's it. There's no free ride. So they can say this legally and consumers assume, oh, I get to skip payments. They're covering it for me. They're not covering it for you guys. It's built in the loan. Built in the loan. Okay, so this amazing rate, 2.5%. Okay, now remember, and it says, it's great. It actually says, yes, this is real. It is real, but it definitely has terms and conditions. But once again, to get to those terms and conditions, flip it over. Ready? How do I get to 2.5, guys? 30-year fixed of 2.5% APR is valid as of May 12th, 2020. APR is based on a loan-to-value ratio of up to 80% and 2.2 discount points. For example, if you had a 30-year fixed rate mortgage in the amount of $512, it would require 360 monthly payments of $2,000. Blah, 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 blah. But the bottom line is that 2.5% would cost 2 discount points. 2 discount points. That's a lot of discount points. It doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense to pay that to get a lower rate. But the offer looks so good, no one flips it over, they just call. Let's move on to a VA one. And I just want to let you guys know these are really hard for me to read, so you're going to have to struggle with me. But what's fun is I actually found a consistency between 2 of them. So I've got 2. These were sent to me and I just printed them up. That's why they're hard to read. Now what's interesting is both of these went to a disabled vet. And every year, disabled vets get a summary of what their benefits are. And this mimics it. So the font, the 2020, is exactly what you would see on a government form. Now, the one that struck me is like the, are you kidding? It literally says, report of available funds. And then it says, understanding your available funds report. And it lists the borrower's name, their address, and then it says available funds, $8,000. And it says, let's see, category, equity. And then it says a report dated March blah, 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 guarantees that you have $7,000 in available funds. These funds are only available to you. Please call and have your reference number to access these funds. It's a cash out refinance. I mean, that's what it is. It's a cash out refinance. But nowhere on here, except for in the terms and conditions, does it say it's a cash out refinance. They are basically copying the format that you would get on a government document so that it looks official. And then they're, instead of saying, hey, do you want to take money out of your house? They're saying, understanding your available funds report. So it's pretty darn deceptive. And then they have the number to call. And so once you call, they're going to be like, oh yeah, we just, we're going to refinance your house. We're going to lower the rate. We're going to get you this money. We're going to do this. But if you look at this, it looks like it's free money. It doesn't look like it has anything to do with a refinance unless you dig into the terms and conditions, which no one does. Another one, same, this one has 2020 eligibility notice. This one at least is saying that it is a mortgage, so that's good, because this one's just crazy. Like, understanding your funds report, and this is a big lender. Like, this to me is this is outrageous. It's outrageous, because this is a really big lender and they should know better. And I can't believe they're getting away with it. And I really hope that the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, I hope they take care of this type of stuff, because this is nonsense. We have so much education as lenders that we're given on being deceptive, and sending to a disabled vet something about understanding their available funds report and making it look official, and not being really honest about the fact it's a refinance without them digging into the terms. It's despicable. So we're going to put this in the are you kidding pile. Anyways, the other one gives the details, but at the same point, it is scammy. It's like, unlike other lenders, we still do cash out, we'll give you this rate, and then when you flip it over, the terms and conditions are crazy. So now I want to move on. There's so many. I mean, they never end. Let's do one more quick one before the last one. So another big thing is lenders pretend to be your lender when they're not. So in this instance, it actually says Lender Guaranteed Rate Inc. and it has a reference code. This is not from Guaranteed Rate. No one at Guaranteed Rate Mortgage Company sent this, but it says Guaranteed Rate in the upper left-hand corner. So then on the right-hand corner, they have a proposed lender, but no one looks at that. They look at the Guaranteed Rate Inc. And I've gotten a ton of calls off of these. It has a potential interest rate, and this one's like, 3.25, and then when you flip it over, 3.25, 2 discount points. It seems like all scammy mailers have 2 discount points. So that's kind of interesting. Now, last but not least, I want to talk to you guys about private clients. Yes. Okay. Now, what is a private client? So banks have a special division called private clients. It's basically if you have a certain amount of money in that bank, you are considered a private client. It's considered an upper echelon tier of service, okay? And depending on the bank, it could be 100,000, it could be 500,000, it could be $1 million, it could be 50,000, it could be anything. And they are infamous for sending out letters that say, as a valued, insert bank name here, private client, now is the time to take advantage of your relationship benefits so you can start making memories in a new home. Now, this one was a pitch to buy a house. And what they basically were saying when you flip it over is that if you have $250,000 to $1 million in an account with them, they will give you a discount of 0.125% off the rate. If you have $900,000, $999, $999, whatever, or above, that then you can, and this is actually interesting. So you have to have over $1 million in your bank account, and if you buy a house over $1 million, then they'll give you a 0.25% discount to rate. So what does this mean? Well, look, let me be blunt. Sometimes private client benefits are amazing. There are certain banks where what they'll do for their private clients, I can't touch. I mean, I'll be honest, I can't touch it. It's amazing. But more often than not, it's advertising. I have a bank account that works with another lender, and they say all the time that because of the relationship, I get these special benefits. And I've priced it out multiple times. It's not. It's marketing, because the bottom line is, what was the rate to begin with, right? Saying that you get an 1/8 or 0.25% off of the rate, it doesn't mean that they were the lowest rate to begin with. If you put 5 lenders up against each other, you're going to see variances in rate all the time. So just because it says you're getting an 1/8 or 1/4 off, it doesn't mean you're actually going to end up any lower than if you had talked to another lender. It's just, people want to feel special, right? Like we all do. We want to feel like, oh, I'm important. They're going to give me a big discount because, you know, I'm special. And in some cases it's true, but in many cases it's not. So when you get something saying that someone's going to give you a discount off of the interest rate, the $1 million question is, what is the interest rate to start? And was that competitive? Because often it's not. So they could be quoting, let's say, a rate that's above the market, and then your special discount only gets you into a market rate. So you want to be really careful about that. So if you received any fun mail, let me know. I did see one that I thought was great, but I couldn't get it because of COVID. And it had a credit card. It was like, hey, if you refinance with us, here's a credit card for $25. No, just no. If someone sends you a credit card to refinance, just something's wrong. Like, they must not be competitive, because that is just bizarre. Like, I don't bribe my clients with credit cards. I'm not like, hey, if you refinance with me, I'll give you $25. Like, no, I'll give you the best rate I can find and the lowest fees, not a $25 credit card. But it works for some people. So I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking for mortgage education content, please check out my YouTube channel. It's just YouTube/Jennifer Beeston. Otherwise, keep them coming. Let's stop these ridiculous practices. And if anyone from the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau is watching this, please call me. I would love to talk to you about that one letter that really upset me.